when you're launching the brand, you're maybe a solopreneur, you do everything, right? And you kind of figure everything out. And then you'll get to a certain point where you can't really grow anymore without help. Like you get stuck. So then the next step is kind of you're hiring, some generalists, people that can do a lot of different things, wear a lot of hats, and, kind of help you go from, say, maybe that, 1 to 2 million level to, maybe that 3 to 5 million level, right? Where you're adding new products, you're maybe having the team help you with customer service so that you can focus more on the marketing, or, maybe you have somebody that can help with the marketing so you can focus more on the product development side. So I think, having those generalists will get you to, that 3 to 5 million range, maybe a little bit more if you have some really good systems in place and efficiency. But I think, to cross past that, 3 to 5 up into like 10 and beyond, that's when you actually have to start hiring specialists. So you have to hire the person who, maybe has helped build a company up to 10 million through direct response marketing, and then they can actually help you implement that and grow, on Shopify. Or, somebody who understands the process of launching and ranking new products on Amazon so that they can, take that completely off your plate and, duplicate that at scale. And so, you kind of start moving off of, generalists into specialists.
Do you think that's the way you need to approach it, or it is important for the entrepreneur to understand what each specialist is doing?
There's been times in my business where I've hired, even just, kids right out of college where, they had a marketing degree or something like that. But to some extent, they were limited to being able to do the things that I could teach them how to do, right? And so, if I was only so good at doing, like direct response to my website, I can, maybe convey that at, 80 to 90% to them. But then it's kind of like you're still running into that wall of not being able to get past what you could have done kind of thing. And so I think you have to have that understanding, and then you find that person that is really, really good at it, and they'll probably be expensive, but it will more than pay for, the investment in them because they'll help you add that next level into your business.
Is there any tip that you can give brands or brand owners to put those systems in place?
I think that's where it's important to have like somebody that is an operator in your business that is very systems minded, right? So oftentimes as kind of the entrepreneur, usually we're the visionaries, right? So we're the ones that are good at kind of casting that future vision and, moving towards it, right? But we're not the ones that are good at being organized and developing the systems to support it. And that's where having a good operator comes into play. I've studied some of the work that, Alex Sharfin has put out there, and this is something that he talks about quite a bit. And, that content has been very instrumental in helping me, start to create some of those systems in my business.
I got bad news for all the entrepreneurs who think AI or automation is going to solve their world. Scale means people. So you actually have to get good at managing people, which I find entrepreneurs, myself included, maybe first and foremost, are terrible managers. And so we have to build those skills or hire the people or, build the systems that give us the guardrails. And I think people don't take a long-term systemic approach. Once they have a good strategy, they don't build their systems adequately with a solid foundation, and then they don't know that the people are really the secret to scale.
What do you see some of the gray areas, or some of the areas rather where Amazon sellers are really missing the point of how to set up that brand exclusivity?
Over-promising and under-delivering, Very common to create dummy websites and pitch to these brands that, you're going to be able to increase profitability and get more customer awareness. And hey, we also sell on our private website, which we have customers purchasing from. And really at the end of the day, it's all just broken promises. And then saying like the call today we had, which was, we manage, just for some context for everybody, we manage a multi-million-dollar grocery brand on Amazon, and it's enrolled in 2D transparency, it's brand registered, it has all the protection in place, but yet everybody's trying to poach it and get on the brand, and when they get on the phone call with us, because nobody gets to sell this brand until they get on the phone call with us, we realize they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, and I think part of that is, it's unfortunate, but I think part of that is lack of preparation. You know, if you're a seller and you're going to be approaching a brand, you need to put yourself in their shoes. What does the brand need to grow on Amazon? What does the brand need to grow omni-channel? And how are you going to provide a service to help them grow? And too often sellers only look at, well, what's their estimated sales? How much revenue is it bringing in a month? And that's something I want to grab.
Yeah.
And of course you want to look at that, right? You don't want to waste your time. But if you find a brand that has potential, you really need to now investigate further, deep dive, and put yourself in their position. Why would they want to work with you? What do you have to offer? And I think too many miss that picture.